Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are in sound health. Our today's topic is how to form WH questions. So let's begin.
In previous sessions, we had learned and know about WH questions. What is WH questions? What are those WH words? So, first of all, we are going to revise those things. So, WH questions are also referred to question words. These question words contain the letters WH and H. So these are called WH questions, and the WH words are who, which, what, when, where, whose, how much, how many, how old, how far, and how long. So we can say that WH questions begin with what, which, who, when, where, whose, how much, how many, how long, how far, and we use them to ask for information. And it is clear that the answer cannot be yes or no. We can see a table here. This table shows the WH words and what they actually indicates. We learned these WH words very specifically in my previous session. We had known that when to use these WH words and what they actually indicates or refer. Let's just revise them. First of all, we can see what. We all know that what indicates object, action, or idea. Then who indicates person. Why indicates cause. When indicates time. Where indicates location. How indicates way or method. Whose indicates possession. Which indicates choice. How much indicates price or amount, and we know that it referred uncountable. And how many indicates number and it refers countable. How long indicates length or duration, and how old refers age, and how far indicates distance. Now, when we are going to form a WH question, we have to remember two rules. Today we are going to learn about rule number 1. Rule number 1 says, if you ask about the subject of the sentence, you have to use who, what, and which. That means we all know that a sentence has two parts. One is subject and another is predicate. So when you want to form a WH question about the subject of the sentence, you have to put who, what, and which. Now the question is, when should we use who? If the subject indicates person or people, then we have to use who. We had learned that who always indicates a person. So the structure of this rule is who plus verb plus extension or the rest of the sentence plus question mark. Now we can see some examples. The first example is James is my brother. Here James is the subject of this sentence and it is highlighted, so it indicates a person, and we know that who is used to indicate person, and James is the subject of this sentence, and I am asking about this subject. So we have to use who, then we need to put the auxiliary verb is, and then the extension or the rest of the sentence, your brother, and lastly we have to put the question mark. The second example is my friend helped me. Here the subject is my friend and it is also highlighted, and my friend indicates a person, so obviously we have to put who at first, then the verb helped, and then you. Now we have to keep in mind that first person becomes second person when we are going to form WH questions. That means I, we, me, us will be you, and my, our will be your in WH questions. That's why me becomes you in this statement. Number 3, two boys are playing football. The subject of this sentence is two boys, and two boys refers obviously person, so we have to use who. Then the verb are playing, and then the rest of the sentence football, and put the question mark at the end. Now we are going to know when to use what. If the subject indicates an action or object or idea, then we should use what. The structure of this rule is what plus verb plus extension or the rest of the sentence plus the question mark. So here are some examples. Number 1, books are valuable. Books is the subject of this sentence and it is highlighted, and the books indicate some object, so we have to use what. Then the verb are, and then the extension valuable, and lastly we have to put the question mark, so the answer will be what are valuable. The second example is walking is good for health. The subject of this sentence is walking and it is highlighted, and walking refers to an action, right? So we have to use what. Then the verb is, auxiliary verb is, and then the rest of the sentence good for health, and lastly we have to put the question mark. The third example is to tell a lie is a great sin. Here the subject of this sentence is to tell a lie, and it indicates an idea, so we have to use what, then the auxiliary verb is, and then the rest of the sentence a great sin, and lastly to put the question mark. So the answer is what is a great sin. Now we will know when to use which. If the subject indicates any specific things or choice, then we have to use which, and the structure is which plus noun plus verb plus extension or the rest of the sentence plus question mark. Here is an example. This red dress is beautiful. This red is the subject of this sentence and it indicates a specific thing, so we have to use which. After that the noun dress, then the verb is, and then the extension beautiful, and lastly we have to put the question mark.
So today we have learned about the rule number 1. In my next session we will going to learn rule number 2. Till then, be safe, stay at home, and study properly.